Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Foch 155. This is a Tier 10 French tech tree tank destroyer. It's a vehicle which features speed, damage per minute, and a pretty solid frontal armor profile. However, it is also riddled with problems. It has an awful gun arc, which makes it incredibly tricky to drive. It has side armor that is terrible. Its gun is quite inaccurate for trying to snap shots, which kind of sucks when you have such a bad gun arc. And it's just a very easy tank to catch out in the open. But, as I said, it's got a lot of capabilities. One of the biggest capabilities is tungsten rounds, increasing your average damage if you're running the single shot to 700. You also feature gear oil, and for example, I like to run double gear oil because it allows me to get 19 kilometers per hour reverse. But you could also just drive a tank like the WZ-113 GFT, which reverses at 16 base, which is already pretty good. Or you can drive vehicles that reverse even faster, like an Object 268 version 4 at a whopping 20. So there are obviously advantages and disadvantages of every tank. And this tank's advantage is the speed. Its disadvantage is the fact that it is super easy to punish when using that speed. I guarantee that there are a lot of people out there in the comments who are going to be like, yeah, I played the Foch, and, well, sometimes I may over-aggress just a wee bit too much, and then you insta-die. You know, I kind of think of the Foch as like a tank destroyer version of the TVP, where you just see people YOLOing and then die. This is a nasty tank to get YOLO'd with, though, because it's still troll to shoot at frontally, which can definitely be a bit awkward. Now, this game, we are going to make our way to the park. That kind of sucks. I did not want to go to the park, I'm going to be honest. I was really hoping that we were going to go to town, because this is not a tank that features good gun depression. It's not a tank that features good flexibility against hull-down tanks. But what it can do is use that speed to make its way quite aggressive into the front line here, possibly get a shell into the enemy. That's at least what I'm hoping. I don't know if anybody's going to cross wide, but I would expect that T100 LT. Oh, it's Flob. I didn't even notice it was Flossie until just now. We got the 263, got the T100 on the side. Well, we are just going to push the 263. We're going to activate our tungsten, and there you go. Nice 678 shot out into his tank. Pretty good stuff so far. Alright, well, we are obviously going to reload. Don't know if we're going to be able to get a shell into the T100. No, we are not. However, oh, we also got the grill in the open. There you go. 672. See, I actually really like the single shot on this tank. A lot of people like the double shot. But I think the single shot's capabilities are really, really good, especially if you know how to use them properly. Now that Boss Chatillon is going to shoot the grill once, and I'm going to aim it on the grill. Unfortunately, we can see the accuracy of this gun, and yeah, it's got its downsides. That's the best way to word it. Alright, let's reload. Actually, let's aim it on the side of the 263. Well, we've missed 2 easy shots now, thank you, gun. Man, it always makes me a little disappointed when I'm using this tank, because the gun really does like to troll, and nobody likes that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move up here very briefly, and aim it on the 57. We're going to get a nice little juicer out, and then while he's trying to do that, we're going to back up from the grill as well, and we're going to just kind of wiggle our tank. That way, it's a little tricky for the 57 to actually do anything. And then while he shoots us for 900, man, he had really high rolled those, but we were still able to shoot him 2 times in return, which is obviously quite good. So we've been able to get out some good bleeds. Flossie's still pretty healthy. I didn't even notice Flossie was still chilling. Okay, so we're just going to wait here for now. We'll see what happens. We have the enemy mouse. There you go. Nice 517 into his tank. He bounces me. Pretty good stuff. Boss Chatillon's on the side as well. And the 263 is most... Ooh, I don't like this at all. Okay, he's dead. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke the mouse. I'm going to aim in on him with tungsten. There you go, get the clear. That's all pretty good stuff. The grill is still alive. And we are probably going to die, if I'm going to be completely real. But I guess we'll see. We actually... Oh, I didn't realize that. We have the AMX M4 over here as well. Okay, never mind. Looks like you're actually going to be fine. I'm going to push up. We're going to aim it on the 263. We're just going to yeet him right in the lower plate. There you go. Nice little shot. Move the grill. And I'm going to wait for the AMX to poke the grill to get the clear on him. And then after he does that... There you go. Okay, nice. And then we can make our way to the rear of the Rhino, I'm kind of hoping. Just like this. Let it in, oh, well, we're not able to HE him, I guess. But 338 is still a pretty good shot. This is the Foch. I mean, you can see it does do pretty solid when you're able to work its capabilities well. And that's exactly what we have done in this game. We've been able to use the solid damage output it has, the mobility, and the armor. Not really the armor, to be honest. We didn't bounce too much, but we just used the Foch really aggressive, and we were able to push our opponents off, bleed them out, and deal a decent amount of damage. How much? 4,437, while blocking 460. So as I said, we didn't really use our armor too well. We only blocked one shot. But a solid result nonetheless. So now what we're going to do is we are going to swap over to the double shot on the Foch. The double shot features less DPM. It has slightly better dispersion, as we can see. It goes from, you know, 0.349, sorry, my brain had a fart there, 0.349 to 0.330. So it is slightly better dispersion. However, its on-movement dispersion is worse, and its base aiming time is worse. So you have advantages, and again, you have disadvantages. The big disadvantage of this tank is that it has APCR standard with the double shot, where the single shot doesn't have that problem. And that is a big disadvantage for the double shot, because you will find a lot of shells that hit angled armor and ricochet due to the less shell normalization. The main reason I have a problem with the double shotgun on the Foch is because it forces you to play aggressive. And that comes with a lot of problems. See, the Foch itself is an aggressive tank by nature. It's fast, it features really good mobility for a big old box. And that's great and all. But the problem is that the tank is so unflexible. It has no gun depression, and it doesn't really feature that much. We got the minnow and everything else. I'm not getting shot by a minnow, not today. I don't really know what to do here. I don't like this situation unfolding. But what I was going to say is the double shot forces you to be aggressive. And if you think about it, it's very simple. Why? You get your first shot out, and then you're like, okay, I've got one more shot. Let me get it out. And in the time it takes you to get that second shell out is usually when you get nuked. Because this tank is very easy to catch out in the open. So that's usually the major problem you're going to run into when using the double shot on the Foch is getting caught out in the open. But we can see, for example, shooting at this Hori, we are able to get out some good juicers. There you go, that was pretty good. So that was a lot of HP taken off of that enemy Hori, and even with his reactive, we still did quite a bit. So you can definitely get some very solid results out in this vehicle, and that's always going to be the case. There you go, easy clear. We have the minnow all the way in the back, and we're going to aim it on the minnow. We should easily be able to cut through his turret. Never mind, I lied. Well, I'm not really sure what to do here, to be honest. I'm going to push all the way wide. I'm always trying to think of how I want to position this tank and how I can play without getting myself caught out in the open. That's what I'm always trying to think when I'm driving this vehicle. So, in this game, for example, we're going to push the minnow. We're going to load on heat. We got one 530 shot. He misses me, and we get the second shell. So that's a dead minnow. Pretty good stuff. And that's where the double shot does feel nice, is when you kind of take apart your opponents slowly, but you do take them apart at the end of the day. So we have the CS63, we have the M60. We are going to push the CS63, and we're going to push him full speed. I'm very interested to see what he's going to do. We have 2 repair kits. You'll notice that I did actually put 2 repair kits on my vehicle. So there you go. We get one shot into the CS. We track him, and we're going to aim in the second shell on the M60, just like so, for a nice 625. Pretty good stuff. We've been able to bleed the enemy, we've been able to deal decent damage, and we've made good work of the double shot. But we still want to get out one more shot, hopefully into the IS-7. I don't know where he is, but right now we are going to just, well, I don't really care about this guy, to be honest. I'm going to push the IS-7, because that's the only guy left I care about who has HP. So we're going to get one shot into his tank right there, and we're going to get one more right there. So we did 3,564. good results. You'll notice how even though this tank does have the ability to play aggressive, and it does have that double shot mechanic, I made sure to stick with my team, I made sure to play it smart and not stupid. And that's where a lot of Foch players make the problem, is they play the double shot aggressive. They don't play it passive. They don't wait for their opponents to make the mistakes. And when that happens, you get yourself caught in really bad situations. I think the Foch is a good tank, and I think you can do very well in it, but I also think it is one of the trickiest tanks to play because of how easily it can get caught out in the open. I mean, we did good this game, 3,800, because we rammed that CS as well, but you'll notice I swapped my loadout from what was super speed boost to double repair kit with the double shot. That's because you're staying out in the open longer. You're trying to get more damage out. You're exposing your vehicle to the elements more. And when you're doing that, you need to have repair kits to be able to back it into cover. And that's what I've done here. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you'd like to see more like it, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!